lets you like basically like just keep iterating on top of like a specific prompt, but like it'll keep the context a lot better.
Right.
Um,
Right.
I was just reading about that.
That sounds really cool. Yeah. The thing is, I'm trying to move away from CGI as much as possible,
Right.
but there's definitely certain instances that come up, or maybe something unexpected, where that could be very useful. I haven't
Mm.
really run into a situation like that yet, but yeah, you can do like, I mean, this would have been great for Zombie Universe. You can like run like a locked off shot through it and be like, turn this shot into an apocalypse. And then you just track that apocalypse shit back onto your same shot with the match lighting and everything. That would have been fucking great.
Right.
We really missed out. But I guess we could
Yeah,
do that now, but I don't
technology
know.
just wasn't there.
Last of Us already beat us to it with like they're really well done, like tracked in matte paintings. Those were awesome. I wasn't even
They're
paying attention to
okay.
the dialogue. I wasn't even I literally wasn't even listening to what they were saying. I was just, like, watching the track. Like, I was like, "Wow, that track is really good." I don't see, like, any imperfections. Some of the shots later on, they probably were starting to run out of money, were, like, a little bit rough, but I feel like that first scene, like, I think it was in episode 2, they were, like, walking through the city with Tess, and I was like, "Damn, this looks really good."
Hmm. Yeah, I never had that moment of thinking that it looked extraordinary.
I haven't seen that, like, level of apocalypse done since, like, Last of Us with Will Smith, with our boy, Will Smith,
Hmm.
with our guy.
Right, right.
Um, where, like, the vines are taking over the buildings, like, it's been a long time sort of
Yeah,
thing.
right.
That's just
Yeah.
such a cool look. I mean, I
I
guess
was
that wouldn't
kind of
have worked for, like, our situation because the apocalypse just happened, but,
sure.
I mean, I guess in 2, it had been, like, a year, or I don't
Yeah,
know. How long had it been?
some
Was
time.
it a time jump? Not
We should
really. No, none of the apocalypse shit would have set in by then.
ready to record.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right.
Alright. Man, we were just talking about some really good stuff. Maybe we should just leave that front part in.
Right. Yeah, I
Let's just whatever.
just a cold start. We
Yeah.
don't even know when it started. We don't even know when we started.
I think we started like 10 minutes ago.
10 minutes ago?
I'm editing this in my head right now. Yeah, I feel like
Lit.
I'm gonna go ahead and turn this light off. It's a little hot in here. Like the
Yeah,
camera's overblown a bit.
just adjust your what's the word? Environment. Control your climate.
Okay. I think. Do you think there's some people? Yeah, it's better. Do you think there's some people who watch this show like they just watch it, but they don't actually listen to us? Like some people just
Uh,
listen. You know how some people just listen to the audio? Some people
yeah,
might
some people
just
just watch
watch
it.
the video.
Right, probably not.
That's creepy.
Probably not.
Yeah, that'd be weird. Yeah, guys, if all those audio listeners out there, all of the millions of you, if you guys didn't know, we're doing the video now. So come on over to YouTube
Right.
and you can see us talk. It's pretty
Right.
exciting.
Every
We just
every
learned how to use webcams
every
recently.
mil yeah. We figured out the technology finally.
Whoa.
I had ChatGPT teach me how to plug it in.
Yeah, dude, this ChatGPT would be great for like old people. I feel like who don't understand technology. They can be like,
Maybe. I don't know. I
like you
feel
know
like
how
yeah, I
like
feel like
old people don't really know how to Google. It's like, but they can use Siri, right? Like they know how to use like the more like a human it can be for them, I think the better.
well, I don't know,
'Cause
right?
like
Because it's wrong. It's wrong a lot of the time.
that's okay. Old people are wrong most of the time too, so
Well,
it's not that
yeah.
not
I
that
don't
big a
know.
deal.
I don't know.
Like just fill ChatGPT, like put it in like a little like robot face with like a little like on wheels or something, or like
Put
a
it in
little
like a
thing
magic
that.
a magic mirror that you hang on your wall.
But then they have to get up. I'm trying to think of
No,
something they can
you can holler at it. You can holler at
just
it.
yeah, just give it a nice like voice, like you can change the voice preference, make it like Homer Simpson or whatever if you want.
Right, right.
But like,
Yeah, or like
you
Darth
know,
Sidious.
yeah, and then have it just like talk to them and like that can be like their friend, and they can ask it questions like where are my kids? Like what's going on? Who am I? And
Next scene, OpenAI, their servers are down, for like an entire for a while, just like they were today. They like you couldn't access ChatGPT for like
mm,
2 hours today. Like,
yeah.
where'd my friend go?" No, I
So
don't
wait,
know, man.
Midjourney's not on OpenAI, right? That's like a different
Uh-uh.
website or something.
It's a
Oh, yeah.
different, company.
It's like a back alley crack deal, like trying to get Midjourney. Mason was telling me about how he
It's
signed up
easy.
for it. He has to go through some sketchy Discord server and
You just
click on
sign
the
up and that's no, it's there's no other way to access Midjourney other than their Discord server,
to like
as far as
message some guy who
as far
messages
as I
another
know.
guy,
No,
and
you just
then
message the
they get
channel.
the
It's like there's just like a channel, with like all the
I don't
with like
know.
it's just like all the prompts that everyone's inputting like like into, into it.
So you can see everyone else's prompts?
You can see the ones that are in those channels. If you pay, then you can just message their bot like privately, and you can turn on private
Right? You
mode.
have to private message a bot. See, this is what I'm
Yeah,
talking about.
no,
Like,
it's
what?
super easy.
Why don't they just make it like a software that you download and open up like normal? Why you have to
Download.
do all these things? Like, let's just like have a software come out that can do this shit. Like an
It
like
is
an
out.
AE plugin.
It is out. I'm using
We
it.
should develop that. We should develop an After Effects plugin using AI,
Right. Let's just yeah.
using
Let
this shit.
all right. Well, all right. First we'll learn how to do AI, and then we'll learn how to do After Effects plugins, and then by the time we're done, it will be the fifth to market.
That's so true. You're so right, man. Never mind. I'm such an idiot for even suggesting that.
No, no. I mean,
Uh,
it's a
Andrew
good
Kramer's
idea.
already on it. Yeah,
Right.
you're right. Andrew
Yeah. Andrew
Kramer's
Kramer's ready. Yeah.
he's like already building it.
Yeah. The
Yeah,
yeah
no, I don't think we're gonna be able to learn those skills. You're so right.
we're-
I'm like that's my problem. I'm way too ambitious. I'm like, oh yeah,
I mean,
we can learn how to code a
there's
plugin.
nothing wrong with ambition. It's just we would have to figure out
No, I'm
what
a fucking
differentiates
loser, dude.
us.
Like, I don't know anything.
We'd have to differentiate ourselves from the other people who got there first. Like what's our wow factor?
Yeah, we're
This
just
will
two
make you
idiots.
this one will make you girls with big dicks. This will make you
Right.
some food girls.
We develop one that is
Some
you know,
some
a little more risque than the
some
others.
right, some fat cock waifus.
It actually only spits out porn. Like if you try to prompt it to get it to do anything else, like it'll just be porn will be
It's just
involved.
yeah, it's just porn,
Yeah.
right?
That's cool.
So
Yeah.
you use it cautiously and sparingly.
Yeah, right. Yeah, you
God only knows what you'll be unable to unable to unsee after you start
I wonder like
typing into this thing.
what would happen if like you asked to draw you a picture of like someone opening Pandora's box.
I don't
What
know.
would be
Let's
in
find
there?
out. Let's find out.
Or like how like draw me like a interior perspective of the suitcase in Pulp Fiction, like
Okay.
what it like what's in there? Like what would the AI do? Because we never know.
Yeah.
I think
We'll find out.
Quentin he announced his new movie, his last film,
Oh yeah, yeah.
his
The
final
critic or
film.
something with the
Yeah, the
movie
film critic.
film critic. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's starring Kathy Bates, I think, or something. I don't know.
Nice.
They're casting it right now.
Oh shit.
Yeah,
It's
it's gonna be good.
our image is diffusing.
Nice.
Nice.
Image
Oh
diffusion.
bullshit. It's it's just doing it like it's just doing like the suitcase like open, like not showing it from the inside.
Tell it to pan around.
I told it interior perspective. It's funny, like, with this one, you can see the stages of its diffusion, like, it doesn't just spit out, like, what if you're paying for it,
Oh, it slowly comes into focus?
it shows you, yeah, like, slowly coming into focus.
Wow, interesting.
Yeah, it is interesting.
That's pretty rad.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah,
It's
can
super
you use it to, if you have a blurry photo, could you use it to, I guess you could use it to sharpen the photo or,
I don't know if you're able to submit your own
put it
images
more in
to it.
focus? Oh, really? Yeah.
I don't can you
Hmm.
do that with Dolly?
Well, well, yeah, you can upload an image and then
Right.
change it. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if you can do that with Midjourney. I haven't tried to do it.
Yeah, I'm sure that'll be available at some point. It
Oh,
probably won't
yeah.
get it, 100% accurate, but it might be able to fix a shot or something, or, might be able to help you in editing somewhere. There's,
Yeah,
a
right.
million different applications that
Yeah,
it
I
could
mean,
be useful
I'm
for.
sure Adobe will be, building AI into their stack
Yeah,
just like
that's really
Microsoft is.
exciting. Yeah, I'm already using, AI to fill in areas of the image. Like, they came out with the content aware tool a couple years ago,
Right.
and, you can use it to you can, kinda cut out a part, like a mouth on a Lego figure, and then it'll fill it in with, similar pixels, around the surrounding areas, and, it does a pretty good job. It doesn't get it, 100% of the way there, but it does a good enough job.
The finale of The Last of Us, was broadcast over the airwaves recently.
Was it? They still do
Did you
that?
did you tune in your television set?
I did, yeah. So, the last a couple episodes, I ended up just watching while I was working. Um,
Oh god.
unfortunately, it kinda got demoted, but I was still enjoying parts of them. I feel like the last 2 episodes were got a lot stronger, thankfully.
Hmm, I don't know.
Um, the last one in particular was pretty good towards the end. I was like, "This is pretty good," you know?
It's interesting that you say
Um,
that because I've got some thoughts about, the last episode
I'm not saying it was great.
and the
I'm
quality
not saying
variance.
it was awesome,
Well,
I'm just
no, I
like,
mean,
it wasn't bad. It was
well,
pretty
n
good. I
well,
was enjoying it.
it probably, it probably felt like slipping into a warm bath, like a familiar shoe, because the thing is, like, the last episode. So, okay, let me backtrack a little bit. The episode before last, I felt like it still had the same fundamental issue that we were talking about last time of, like, don't show me these people's backstory.
Hmm.
Like,
Yeah, I mean, I think they have to fill in a little bit of time because the game is
they
so simple and
they've
straightforward.
got yeah, they've
They
gotta
have
fill
to
in
add
time.
scenes.
They've gotta fill in
So,
time,
I
for sure.
enjoyed the flashbacks, particularly the ones where it wasn't about Ellie and Joel. It was, people surrounding the apocalypse, kind of, there's one flashback they did early on where it's,
No,
a lady
sure.
in, India or something. I forgot where she was, but some other part of the world,
Yeah, I think it was South
and
America.
she's was it South America?
I think so. Maybe I'm wrong.
Dude, I'm completely
Maybe
you
it was
might be
like
right.
maybe it was like
Um,
Indone or maybe it was like Indonesia or something.
yeah, she was, some, expert on, the the fungal viruses and stuff, and that was I just, enjoyed that whole bit there,
Yeah,
and then,
that no, that whole thing was great.
yeah,
What I was talking about was, like, the don't show I so in the second class episode, it's like first before Ellie meets the characters that she's, like, interacting with, like, that group of people, like, we meet
yeah,
them and are exposed to them. Like, I would much rather not know about them until she meets them, right? Because it's like, okay, it just sets the whole thing up. It's like, oh, okay, they're showing me these people now. Ellie's obviously in somewhere near them. These are the people that she's going to run into. Um, whereas in the game, it's like she takes down a deer and they just like pop up on her. You know, and sure, after that, tell us about them if you need to, but, like,
yeah,
I feel like it is not impactful. Like, every time they're gonna introduce, like, new characters, like, they prep you. I feel like you're very. I can't think of a time when it
There's
was like
too
we
much
were just
prepping.
we were just thrown. Like new characters were just like thrown at us
That's
without
so true. Yeah.
any
Yeah,
introduction.
yeah, they're not really great at creating tension.
Yeah, there's no the tension.
Yeah, and
You
maybe
know,
that's just a byproduct of it having been a game and we know exactly what's gonna happen, but
yeah. I
it's
don't
it's
know.
hard it's hard to tell, like, what the tone is sometimes, like, is it like, it just needs something, like, more, like,
the
it needs to kinda be sharpened a bit. It's a little bit dull.
the best the best moment of tension in the whole series was in the first episode, um, with the old lady and his
Yeah.
daughter.
Yeah, that was yeah, that was more tense, you're right.
That was
Yeah.
that was like that, and the thing is that kinda set the stage. I was like, "Oh, shit." Like, they're
Yeah.
gonna it's gonna be this is gonna be a tense show, Like, I feel like they did a really good job with the first episode, and then it's, like, set the stage, and then it was like, I don't know, the expectations just didn't really hold out. But
No, definitely. Yeah, I think everyone pretty much shares the sentiment that there should have been more zombies, like, that's, like, a big
right.
thing I've
Well,
heard across the entire board of everyone who
even
liked it or disliked it.
even just just like a suspenseful tone, like when you're not, sans any zombies, right? Like, because in the second to last
Yeah.
episode, I felt like it should have felt much more tense because it's like, oh shit, are they about to eat her? Like once it gets to the point where she's like in the cage, like, and it didn't really get there for me. It didn't really feel like, oh, like these are cannibals. Like that
Right.
part like
You're
wasn't
so right. Yeah.
wasn't explored to the extent where it made me really uncomfortable,
Yeah, I
which is
mean,
which it
the
should, I feel.
bodies hanging up what was they were done pretty well. That was pretty disturbing.
That was
Um,
good, yeah, but that was just one shot,
they didn't
you know?
there wasn't a distinct focus on it like in a show like Dexter or something where, like,
Sure, sure.
I don't know,
I f
like, I mean, I've been watching Dexter, and it's like, they, like, show more of it because it's, like,
Right.
horrific or whatever.
That's like the show that's like the whole thing about of the show, yeah.
Yeah, but, like, this show, it doesn't really seem, yeah, super interested in that aspect of it.
Right,
They're
right.
not really
It
interested in, like, the horror aspect. They're more,
like
like, very focused on, like, the characters,
well, and
like,
that's my issue with
almost
it.
to its detriment. Yeah.
And that's my issue with it is, sure, be focused on the characters, but the thing is, like, I'm not interested necessarily in the horror of these people eating other people, but like, yeah, how it is driving their characters, right? Like, it felt like there was a disconnect between like, oh, here's these characters and they eat people. It felt like it was kind of just like they didn't really, who Craig, what is it, Craig Mazin that's writing it? Um,
Yeah.
I feel like he didn't really know how to get in the head of somebody who is eating another person. Like, it didn't really feel like they were written, you know, darkly enough, like troubled enough, like, and the performances too, right? Like that guy, I feel like he should have been like, I guess it's like a testament to, oh, he's so crazy, he's not that troubled, but like the other people, like, I don't know, it just didn't really feel like the tone of of that episode really matched like how grisly those people were, like
Yeah, I mean, they those people weren't really that bad. It was more just like that the leader, like, he was kind of, like,
sure. Well,
fucked up,
the
obviously.
leader and his cronies, right? Because it wasn't just him that was, dicing up
Well,
the
yeah.
dicing up
Yeah,
the
I mean,
man meat.
were they hunting people and killing them, or were they just eating people who were already dead?
I feel like it would have been a really strong scene to no, they gotta be like finding stragglers and killing them, like
Really? 'Cause, yeah,
travelers.
that's the thing, like, I don't really know, and, like, that
Right,
really changes a lot.
right,
Yeah.
right. And I
Maybe I
think,
wasn't paying attention enough, or
no,
maybe they did say it.
it wasn't touched on. They didn't I don't think they were specifically talked about it, but I think it would have been really strong, like really impactful to have a scene where like they come upon some travelers and, then it's like this like really, sinister, moment of
Sure.
I would have
Yeah.
liked to see that. I would have liked to see that because like all I saw really was like
That would've been good.
um I don't know. Yeah, but anyway, so that episode it was okay. There was good things about it. It was, you know, it was fine, it was serviceable. I wish it was more tense. I would because in the game
The
that
CGI
whole
fire was a
oh
bit
yeah,
bad at the end.
yeah.
Sorry.
No,
I was
no.
just thinking about the last scene, and I guess we just
Yeah.
can't set anything on fire anymore, right? Like in Hollywood, like it's just not
No.
allowed.
No, it's just not allowed,
Shit,
yeah.
dude, that
Fuck.
sucks. Because like every time they do the CGI fire, I'm like, maybe they had a few real fires in there because it didn't look terrible, but something was off about it that just kept distracting me, and like the smoke
Yeah,
looked fake. So
yeah.
like maybe they had a few little fires going and they added on to it or something. Because it didn't
Yeah.
look as bad as I've seen in the past. Like I've seen some really bad fake fires. There was one recently in a Netflix movie I watched. It was like this chick goes to this mansion. It's like it's like the lady who plays uh Khaleesi's like best friend translator in Game of
Oh,
Thrones.
okay. Yeah.
Yeah, like that actress, and then she's basically in this old mansion with like vampires. And
Oh, okay.
yeah, yeah,
Are they trying to
it
sit
was
are they trying to suck
there
her?
he he's
Are they trying to
he's
fuck
trying to
her?
the head of the manor, he's like trying to like marry her. He's got like 2 other wives who are also vampires, and like
Oh, okay.
they're trying to make her like the 3rd wife or whatever. And she's not about it, and there's, like, a fight, and it got really bad. It was, like, it started off pretty good, and then, like, by the end, it was just terrible, and then, like, that's the whole mansion's on fire, it's all CGI, and I'm like, "This is
Oh,
trash."
no. Oh, no.
So, it wasn't that bad, but it just makes me, like, lament the loss of doing things, practically. 'Cause I'll watch, like, an old '80s movie that looks
Yeah.
like it was shot on a shoestring budget, and they're
Right.
burning down an entire warehouse with the actors, like,
Yeah,
running
yeah,
through it and
yeah.
shit, with, like, kids and shit. And you're like, "Oh, this is awesome."
It's like, "Oh, man."
But, like n these days, it's like everything's so phony. It's like, uh, it just makes me like, disassociate from whatever I'm viewing. I'm, like,
Yeah. Yeah, if it doesn't
not even
feel
watching a movie anymore.
well, the thing is, right, like, I am I really have a lot of I I have a huge lack of patience for stories that feel like they're not authentic, right? So, like, if it's not trying to communicate something authentic to me, be it, you know, something stylistically or conceptually, if like if it doesn't feel like there was a real like authentic like idea and like drive behind the script and like why, like
Sure, yeah.
it, like it I can't relate, as well as I would like to. I'm not engaged in the way that I need to be entertained, you know,
Yeah,
and poor effects just tack onto that. you know, if it's
yeah,
taken, if it's taken me out of the movie, like, oh shit, what's outside of the movie? Everything else in my life. So
yeah,
it's like if that's where you're taking me, like that's, it's not an effective, story. It's not effective storytelling if you're taking me outside of that. Um,
yeah. Yeah,
which
I think, they genuinely had passion and they genuinely tried, their
sure,
best on this
sure.
show. Um,
On this show,
I on this show, yeah, I think
which one?
it could probably use a different writer.
The Last of Us?
The Last of Us, yeah.
Oh yeah.
I feel like it's a really hard show to fuck up,
Is there
because it's,
just
like, such a simple story.
is there
So
just
maybe
like
I'm just arrogant, but I'm just like, couldn't anyone write better dialogue than this?
is like are there not like professional writers who like know how to do their job? Like are there
I know.
like where like why is there such
The
a
thing is, writers in
insane
Hollywood, they're not professional writers, they're professional bullshitters.
right,
They're
right.
good at they're like con men. They're good at getting
It,
studio executives who have the power to, like, believe in them.
right.
That's their whole thing.
They're very good at the social engineering aspect of
Yeah,
of the industry. And like that is
right.
a
You have
total
to know the game,
right, right. You
back
have
and
to know the
front,
game. You have to know the
know the
game. You have to,
people.
and then you have to act like not only do you have to know it, but you have to have access to it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You have to be able to, not write a terrible script, but ultimately, like, what's on the script is not nearly as important as the schmoozing that has to go
right,
on.
right.
People
And
schmooze their way to the top.
like 9 times out of 10, probably is how it seems.
It's about coddling these, like, sensitive studio executives who are, like, giving you a bunch of money and being like, "Hey, make something that's gonna make a return on our investment, and we wanna be confident in you." So
You
anyone
you
who can
make
make them feel confident is gonna get the job,
you
regardless
make
of the
the
quality of their
you
screenwriting.
make them feel good, they'll make you feel good.
Right. and that's why so
Think.
many shit movies are made. Because there's lots of
Right.
talented writers out there, lots of scripts out there,
A lot of
but the
good
shit movies get made because these people who are bad at making movies, they just desperately wanna be in the film industry. It's like, leave.
shit movies, but, man, you gotta give a good hand job to, get those going.
Yeah, that's the other thing about Hollywood is, like, there's a lot of, like, bullshit going on behind closed doors.
Right, right,
Like, lots
right.
lots of dirty insider secrets that, I don't wanna be a part of that shit. I don't wanna
Not
be
to
a part of
mention
the Illuminati.
right, not to
No
mention
thanks.
the liberal agenda.
Yeah, it's all in there. It's all wrapped up in a nice little bow put on top of it.
Yeah,
Fuck that, dude.
speaking of the liberal agenda, the last episode,
Oh, the
boy howdy.
final episode.
Boy howdy,
Yeah,
yeah.
wasn't there, like, a few, jabs at jabs at, like, capitalism or, like, kinda pro-communist, like, messaging throughout the show? Did you notice that?
Um, I didn't notice any, you know
Craig trying to just slip it in real quick.
I didn't notice anything significantly egregious, though I did well, here's the thing, right? Like, in that it I can kinda see how people wouldn't be so hot on capitalism, after the entire
Yeah,
world ends.
sure, sure.
So, in the context of the show, I can see, it's like capitalism failed, like, eh, like, uh, like,
Well,
completely.
it wasn't well, no system of government would have survived the fucking cordyceps virus. What are you talking about?
Right, but that system especially didn't. I mean, like, it's like everybody was alive, like everybody was, like, okay, this is the system, and then it ends. And the thing is, capitalism doesn't really work in that situation anymore. Like, if you have a group of people that like actually have to like make sure everybody else stays
Oh,
alive,
sure. Yeah, right. Yeah.
it's not like there's no like industry anymore.
That's not like a system that's gonna thrive. Right, yeah, exactly.
Right, right.
Yeah.
It's
I
not
see
like
what you're saying.
it's not like applicable so much, to the apocalypse. Um
Last episode was only, like, what, 45 minutes?
Yeah, and it was a
I
real
thought I was gonna be a shorter one. I thought it was gonna be a longer one, but
I
no.
I I feel like we should have had one more episode worth of stuff happen before this episode for some
Yeah, they
reason.
also
I don't
ended it
know.
at 9, and I'm tired of this, like, strange seasonal I've seen seasons that are,
Yeah.
like, 7 episodes and stuff of things, and I'm like,
Yeah,
there should be, like, some sort of law, like, the government should impose a law that
Oh, shit. And we know how much you hate laws around here. But, like,
Yeah, no,
anybody
exactly, so, like
a anybody that's stuck around here for the last year knows how much Forrest disagrees with laws. Okay, so
yeah, I hate laws, but sometimes they're necessary, and in this case, I think this qualifies.
it's a
10
qualifying
episodes,
event.
you can do increments of 5. 10 episode
5.
minimum for a
10
season.
episode minimum, right. I
Yeah,
agree.
not that n not that big a deal, like,
Put this
I'm
on
not trying to be
Biden's
an
desk
asshole or
tomorrow.
anything. I'm not trying to be an authoritarian or whatever, but,
Right,
like,
right.
this is just
But
crazy. Like,
I'm not
9 episodes is such an odd number for, like, the end of your season.
look, I'm not trying to be some kind of
There's one
fascist,
more.
but if you don't make
Yeah.
10 episodes minimum and 5 episode increments, we will come to your house and we will vaccinate your family, okay?
The the thi hold on. The thing is, like, you don't have to say what's gonna happen if they disobey, like, they'll just know,
They just know,
you know?
right, right,
Uh,
right.
you don't even
Oh,
have to
shit.
threaten them, like,
It like right, because they know
people just
what
disappear.
because they know what they
Last
think should
last
happen.
producer who produced a 7 episode long season, his whole family gone,
Gone,
erased.
gone, erased.
Yeah.
They were sent to Wyoming.
There's yeah. We sent them to Ohio.
Right, right.
Yeah.
And you think
We've sent them to the Midwest.
is there a state that you think of less often than Wyoming?
Um, no.
I don't think there is.
Let me look at the states.
What's going on? Like, what's going on in Wyoming? Like, why do I never hear about it? It sounds pretty chill.
Yeah, I don't think much happens there.
Sounds pretty chill. If
Uh,
I like that's where you want to be, somewhere where you never hear about.
yeah, that's so true. Um,
I hear about St.
man,
Louis all the time.
it's funny. Yeah, I hear about a lot of these states.
Right. This is funny,
Michigan,
like,
maybe?
Michigan? No, Flint, Michigan?
Oh, yeah, you're right. Never mind. Yeah, I don't know, you're so right. I think Wyoming is kinda like the least, uh, memorable, most forgotten state out there.
Yeah, it's really like, what's going like, I don't know, yeah. Now I'm curious now, now I'm
There's no
curious.
songs. There's no songs about Wyoming.
Right, not yet.
Yeah. Wyoming,
Oh, yeah,
what do
but
you mean?
but the last episode, so, here's the thing, right? It was the it was a good episode, but it was also the episode that was the most like what it was representing in the show. Like, it was, like, like, I feel like they didn't add anything. I can't think of anything
Oh,
they
you mean
added.
you mean in the game? It was, like, the most like the game?
It was most like the game, yeah. Like,
Yeah,
it
okay. Yeah,
and
yeah.
it
I mean, it was, like, verbatim, word for word, scene for scene, shot for shot,
right.
essentially.
Yeah, right, right, and
Yeah.
for me, that was a snooze fest, right? 'Cause, I just, it was funny
Well,
though.
I I liked it. I thought I think I enjoyed the performance from Pedro Pascal, he was good.
His performance was good. But what they gave him to work with, I think, was a little bit humdrum
He kept
because
doing this thing or they kept doing this thing just in general where, like, they're supposed to be, like they're out walking around,
yeah, yeah.
and this you're in a zombie universe.
I
There's, like
know!
there could be a zombie anywhere, there could be
I
a threat
know!
anywhere, and they keep walking around, like, in the middle of the street, like, not even hugging the corners or hugging
I
cover or
know, I
anything, and then
know,
they're, like,
nothing.
having these, like, jovial conversations,
Yeah, like,
just
loud
chill,
loud conversation. She'll be, like, laughing her ass
loudly.
off. Like,
Yeah,
it's,
and
like,
I'm like,
echoing.
"Shut up,
I'm
shut
like
up." Yeah, right,
no,
it's
literally,
echoing.
it's like echoing across all the buildings and shit, like, the sound design is good, so it's like, it sounds how it should, right? But and then
Yeah,
you're like, "Oh
and it's
shit,"
just
you're
like
like,
it
"Oh
doesn't
shit."
feel real, like, if I was in that situation, I'd be pissed at her. I'd be like, "Shut the fuck up.
No,
Like, we're trying
literally.
to get from point A to point B. Like, we can talk when we're safe."
It's
Like
like
like, what the
well,
fuck's
yeah.
going on?
No, definitely, and then also, I'm, like, thinking, like, "Oh shit, like, is a zombie about to pop out?" I'm like,
Yeah, it's
"Is
like
this?"
ratcheting up the tension. Are they
I'm
are they
like
are they making us, like, dislike the characters on purpose just to ratchet up the tension? Or, like, what's
I'm
going
like
on?
is this the moment? And then, like, it's not, like, it doesn't happen.
Yeah, they didn't have any budget for a zombie that day. There
Right,
was
right.
gonna be one,
Like, what the fuck? They're
but
strapped for
he tested
cash?
positive for COVID, so they had to just cancel
Oh, shit,
the
damn.
zombie
Yeah,
scene.
oh, yeah, was it shot over COVID, or was it shot, like, right after COVID?
I think it was shot over COVID. Yeah. I mean, I think
Mm.
it's still COVID land in California. They're still wearing masks and all that stuff, I think there to this day.
To this day.
Uh,
Right, but
yeah.
It wasn't shot in California, though, was it?
No, there's definitely if you look at all the behind the scenes, they're all wearing masks and stuff, and I'm sure it was shot, like, over a year ago. If it's
Right,
coming
right.
out now, it's probably was shot a while ago.
Well, yeah, I just meant
Um,
like, not in terms of COVID, I was just thinking, like, it was probably shot in, like, Georgia and stuff, right?
dude, I have no idea. They probably shot it in Jon Favreau's backyard.
Georgia's the new Hollywood. That's what they all say.
Where?
Georgia.
Georgia?
Yeah.
Made in Georgia.
Made in
Yeah,
Georgia.
made
Yeah, The Walking Dead
in Georgia.
was kinda one of the first, big TV shows that, like, where that had that at the end. Archer.
Yeah, they got the diciest, tax
Archer
breaks.
Archer
The
2.
diciest and sliciest tax breaks.
Right, right. Yeah, what yeah, yeah, it's when liberal Hollywood meets, you know, conservative, Georgia,
Yeah, right.
that's when the
Yeah,
magic
all the
happens.
Hollywood liberals love to talk about progressivism, but when it comes to eking out a profit, all that sentimentality goes by the
Right.
wayside
Yep,
real
yep.
quick,
Drops off like a bunch of, flies at the, at the end of their fucking life cycle.
like it was never there at all.
Man,
Oh, man. Good
the
stuff.
but
Hey, check out this boat I built.
the conservatives are, oh, wow, quite the
Isn't that
quite
cool?
the, uh, quite the fucking wait, the stickers?
Like, if you look closely, you can see Jabu and Kira. They're in the pool.
Oh, nice. Are those stickers?
Yeah, they're stickered. There's a lot of stickers on this fucker.
Yeah,
That
it's a lot of
this
fucking
thing
stickers.
had a lot of, and I
Nice.
built 2 of them. Yeah,
Wow.
2 boats.
Is that a brick for brick recreation of the Symphony of the Seas, the world's largest cruise ship?
Yes.
I thought so.
It's a brick by brick recreation of the amount of money that it
It's
would
it's
that it this is the ship that James Cameron bought to hold all his money and transport it from his earnings on Avatar 2.
this is actually the Titanic never sunk, and they've just been improving it steadily over the course of like the
Oh,
last
wow.
100 years. Yeah. So this is actually the Titanic. It
I s
didn't actually sink. They just threw everybody off the side.
the Titanic's still there for anyone to claim.
Right.
If we wanted to, we could go down
I
and
say
grab it.
I say we tattoo bait buffet on its ass.
Eventually, they'll bring it up out of the sea. Like, we don't really have the technology for that right now, but once we, like,
Yeah,
become a
not
class 1
yet.
civilization, and we can
Once
harness the
AI
gravitational
on-
power
once once
of our Earth's core,
once
we can,
once AI is handling everything, it'll probably
yeah.
want to check out the Titanic, see what's up with it.
What's that word of when you take a big ship out of the water, like, that's sunk? There's, like, a word for it. It's like
Uh, I don't know. Let me see.
disemerge or I don't know, something.
Un,
That's not it, but
unemerging.
uh, unsink. They're gonna unsink the ship. Um, there's some fancier word for it, but I was reading about it because I was like, are they ever gonna like bring the Titanic up? But like apparently it would just take way too much power. It wouldn't really be worth it to anyone. There's no like immediate financial benefit for the amount of manpower it would take to raise it from the watery depths. It's sunk really deep, apparently.
Salvaged.
It's not the right
I
word.
I asked
There's
Chat
a better word.
I asked ChatGPT. I said, "What is the word for when a ship is taking up from having sunk?" And it says salvaged.
Hmm.
Hmm.
We'll go with that for now.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
Have you
But
tried
yeah, they said they put it in a museum or something.
have you
Cool.
tried having GPT-4 like have you tried reprompting it with like the stuff that you had it for prompt that you prompted it for your scripts
Uh, yeah. Yeah, I
in
did. Here, let
GPT-4?
me pull it up.
Nice.
Yeah, in GPT-4, yeah.
Did it make them better?
No.
It didn't.
It made them here, hold on, I'm gonna see if I can log in. Oh, I guess all my sometimes, like, all my scripts are missing when I log in, other times they're there.
Yeah, so yeah,
Um,
it
yeah, I had to
says it
rewrite the Joker gay one, and, I it, like, didn't g I forgot exactly what happened, but it didn't really understand. Like, it was weird, like, ChatGPT 3 did a better job.
what did you tell GPT-3? What did you tell GPT-3 to like make you a prompt?
I told it's
Like,
did I read the prompt last time? Talk
well,
about this
what I
before?
was what I would suggest, this might not get you better results, I don't know, but is to go to the first time you told Chat GPT 3.5 to generate the script, then tell it, okay, condense the script into a prompt for a language model, and then feed that prompt back into GPT-4.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, because
Yeah, no, I didn't really
you
fuck
can
around with it that much.
yeah, you can tell it to condense anything. Like you could tell like any chat that you've had with it. You could be like, okay, condense this chat into a prompt,
Wow,
and
that's
then
cool.
and then you can give it to GPT-4. Yeah.
That's pretty creative.
It's crazy. But yeah, anyway, so that Last of Us episode, I don't know. It was like it wasn't just like they did a shot for shot or verbatim or whatever of the last level, as much as you can in a TV show, right? Like game to TV show. It
That'd be
wasn't
cool if
just
they named the episodes like level 1, level 2.
right. That would be cool. Yeah. But probably that'd be cool, but probably make people feel like, oh, I'm not a nerd. I don't want to watch like level two. Like
Yeah, that would've been stupid,
you
but
don't want your
I
audience
would've
to feel
laughed.
like a fucking loser gamer
Yeah.
nerd.
Ugh.
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 But So, it wasn't just, right? It wasn't just like they did, the closest recreation of it that they could, which that's basically what they did, right? The thing was
Yeah.
they did that like a very a faithful recreation of the last level as if the game was on just story mode. Like, you know how you can pick like from hard, normal, easy, then
The
story.
story. I didn't know that. That's cool. So, your
um
grandma can play it and
So
enjoy
right. I mean,
enjoy
it's
the
like,
events?
yeah, I mean, it's still, because when we played it the last time, I had Mackenzie like playing parts of it. Any part that I could get her to play, I was having her play it, right? Because it's,
Yeah.
I've already played it. Um,
Yeah.
but
It's more fun when girls play video games than boys
yeah,
for
but
sure.
like any time like the shooting would start, like that's too hectic. That's too hectic for her.
Yeah. Yeah.
She
Same
doesn't
same with Alyssa.
she doesn't know the controls good enough to like react in a moment of stress. Um,
It's so funny to, like, load up, like, GTA 5 and, like, get in a car and, like, give it to Alyssa. I'm like, "Alright, drive
all
to the
right, hit
bank," or
it.
whatever, and then
Right. What do you
she's,
got?
like, crashing into things. She's like, "What am I doing? What how do I"
That's so
She's
funny.
so funny.
You know, there's
Yeah.
there's a cool game. It's called It Takes Two, and it's like just co-op. It's about this couple, and they're gonna get divorced, and their daughter like has this like magic book, and she like makes a wish, and then it's like then they're like shrunk down into like these miniature figures, and like you gotta like like one person plays the lady, one person plays the guy. It's like a fun game
Is it
for
a
like
video game?
couples. Yeah, it's a video game. It's like easy
Hmm,
enough where like a chick can play it. But it's
nice.
good. Yeah, it's cool. Yeah, it's cool. It's like a fun game to play. I've made Mackenzie and I've played it some. It's like fun to play.
Is
Um,
it on Xbox?
yeah, I think so. I think so. It's kind of on everything. Um,
Nice.
yeah, it was like
Nice.
game
Okay,
of the
cool.
year. It was game of the year last year, I think, or was it the year before? It was like people were yeah. It's really good. I mean, it was well, well received and stuff. But anyway, so because yeah,
Irreconcilable differences. That's game
it,
over.
it because it was like and so we played on story mode, right? We played on story because like she's just gonna get torn up on any other mode. But
Mhm.
then and that was the experience playing that last level on story difficulty. It was the exact same experience I felt like of like watching that episode. Like it's just like he's just walking through like no cover, nothing.
I know the tactics suck in this show.
It
Like,
was
did they
like,
not have, like, a supervisor, like an army guy on set at least to,
dude,
like, help them with, like, the shit like this?
I wonder if Craig Mazin literally played the game on story mode.
He probably did. Yeah, you're so right, dude.
And then
He, like they were it's like they were just he was Joel was really just winging it, like, I guess he had, like, target headshot mode unlocked or whatever, and he could just, like, lock
yeah.
you.
No, yeah, it was
Like
like when we were watching the episode, I was like, this is I was like I like turned to Mackenzie. I was like, this is literally like when we were playing. Like, 'cause it's just like,
I did like the emotional, like, music. Like, I like how they kind of didn't
yeah,
highlight the action, and they just played, like, a big, strong, musical thing
yeah,
under it, and it kinda went silent. That was kind of like a nice, I guess, subversion of expectations because you kind of expect it to be this big, like, action scene shootout, and it's really
right.
more just like this, like, symphonic, montage of
Like
images
like
of him moving
yes.
through the
And,
corridors, but it
and
also does come off as a little bit funny because 'cause you're like, "This is, like, one guy. Like,
right.
how's he doing this?"
Like
So I
it's such a
appreciated the
mixed.
effort, but it was a little bit a mixed bag, yeah.
Right. It's a mixed bag, right? Because it's like on one hand, it's like, okay, this is cool, right? They're focusing on like the emotional aspect of it. Like he's just like they're focusing on his determination, Like
Yeah,
and with
right,
his
right.
determination, he's just wiping the floor with everybody. Like they're all dead. Like no one stands a chance. Like headshot. And on the other hand, it's like, man, this doesn't make any sense. Like in terms of
Yeah.
like what I should be
It it
seeing.
it felt like a video game, yeah. Because in a
Right.
video game, it
Which
makes sense. You get shot and you're like,
right.
"Ah," and your health heals up a little bit later, and you're
Right.
fine,
Right, but he didn't even
So
get
it
shot once
he should have got shot or something.
or
Yeah,
something.
something bad
There's
should have happened to him.
something
Why
like,
not?
yeah, something, you know. I guess they're thinking like, oh well, he just got stabbed with the rebar or the bat or whatever in the show. It's a
Yeah,
bat.
but, you know, there's gonna be a big time jump, like, next season well, it doesn't even matter. He can just shot multiple times, and
Yeah, yeah, right, right.
it would still be like, "Okay, yeah, he got shot back then, but he survived," you know?
Yeah,
Like, they could have had, like, Marlene, like, shoot him or something to, like, ratchet up the stakes. He was just so
right.
OP, like, in that last scene.
I
Like,
know. Yeah, it was.
he's
Yeah,
wiped everyone out. Like,
yeah.
those fireflies suck.
They
Like,
did, dude. Like these are your best guys. Like, oh shit.
yeah, I mean,
I
I'm just saying, like, if it was, like, my daughter, you know, like, it was like, "Oh, like, you gotta, like, sacrifice her, like, to save the world," like, I wouldn't do it. Definitely not. For sure. I would
well,
definitely,
yeah. I mean,
not let them cut her up.
especially
So
not
pe
like, if she doesn't know. Like it that like
Well,
that,
that's
that
the
that's
thing,
her
that was
that's her
confusing,
decision.
right? Because, like, she was like, "Ellie would want this." Then, like, why didn't you ask her?
Yeah, right. Right.
Because, like, she probably would have said yeah. Like, it seemed like that's
Yeah.
what Ellie would have wanted, right? Like, so why did they I guess they were just wanted to spare her the knowledge that she was doing this? Like, they just wanted to get it over with quick?
Yeah. Yeah. I guess so. Which, that didn't turn out too good.
No, they really fucked it up. They put 2 guys on Joel. Yeah, put 2
Right.
guys on him.
Yeah,
Send
put
him
2
down a tight
guys on him.
corridor. Yeah. His chains are
Oh,
he's
man.
not even, like, handcuffed.
Yeah, yeah. No, not shit. Literally, not shit.
He just grabs one of the guy's rifles and shoots him in the leg and then, like, kills the other guy. Easy.
Oh, easy.
Easy peasy.
Like, "All right,
Yeah.
let's move it. Let's move it, dumbass. We're taking you to
Yeah,
the
right.
perimeter."
Move it. Yeah. That's
Oh
always
my
the issue with,
god,
like,
man.
casting too. I don't know, I'm just, like, really I, like, pay attention to details in shows, and, like,
Sure.
I might be, like, overthinking some stuff,
Sure.
but, there's, like they have these, like, little casting moments where, like that guy pushing him who says, like, "Keep it moving," or whatever. It's like,
Right.
I just feel like you can tell this guy is, like, an LA actor who, like, really wants to make his big break, and he got on The Last of Us, and he gets a line, like, that's so exciting.
Like, he's got a line, right. "Keep it moving."
I don't know, I almost wish they would give those types of roles to people who just, like, don't even want to be there, you know?
Right,
Can we,
right.
like, hire someone who doesn't care about movies and doesn't wanna be in film to,
It
like, play these,
it
like, grunt extras? 'Cause I
it
want them to feel less like green. I want them to feel like less like they're an actor in
Right,
their
right,
big
right.
moment.
I want them to really feel like I wanna really feel like this is just another day for this dude.
Yeah, right.
Like, and
He was
he
throwing
doesn't
me
wanna
off.
be here. And he doesn't wanna be here, like, at all.
Right, yeah, that would be ideal. Cause like and not that that guy was, like, a bad actor or whatever,
Sure,
but,
sure.
I just when I see, like,
Wait till
them cast, grunts, like, Zack Snyder has this problem, like, his grunts are really bad, and everyone always talks
yeah.
about that warehouse scene with Batman, like, it's the best Batman fight scene ever, and it's like, it's not, first of all, but one of the things that really brings it down is the grunts. It's like you can tell they're all like Zack Snyder's friends or just
Right,
random like white guys who never look like they've held a gun in their life.
right.
Like it's like gets like some ex-military guys or get some like guy. I mean, I'm sure there were some actual ex-military, but there were just a few like in that Batman fight scene where where they're like a little bit chubby or a little bit overweight, and you're like, who is this guy? How does Zack Snyder like know this guy?
Yeah, right,
Like
right.
this guy is like dating his daughter or something. Like
Is this like
something's
the
going
guy
on.
is this like the guy that, like, delivered his pizza a couple weeks ago?
Yeah,
Like,
he's like, "Hey, man, be in the movie." Like Zach is such a nice guy. That's the thing about
he
Zach.
right,
Like,
like, he's
he'll throw
nice.
you a role.
Right, right,
Like, he's
right.
nice like that. But then
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
kind of to the movie's detriment, you know, where it's like these extras, like, they're not extraing the way that I want them to.
Like, be more like, here's the thing, Mr. Extra, be
Be
less
more
extra.
be more yeah, be less extra. Yeah. Yeah.
Be less
Be
extra and
don't be
more
more,
normal.
be less. Yeah.
Right, right.
Like I want these grunts to feel get actual convicts. Like, get, like, violent
Right,
criminals. Like, that's what I
right.
would do. If I was shooting a Batman movie and, like, I want him to beat up a room of bad guys, I'd probably hire, like, either just stunt people,
Shut the fuck up.
who had the look, and with a combination of actual convicts who are known convicted violent felons.
Right.
And then you'd have you when Batman punches the guy, you wouldn't be like, "Oh, that poor guy."
Be like,
Like, that
that
was like,
that filthy
"That
fucking
bastard."
criminal.
that
Right.
filthy criminal. Yeah, that's what you wanna feel, like, because when
That's
6'5" Ben Affleck is punching this chubby dude
it's
in the
like
face,
yeah,
I'm like,
right,
"Oh,
right.
man, that's like
Poor guy.
Steve, dude, or that's
Yeah,
John
yeah.
or whatever." Like,
Right, right.
that guy just looks
I
like a
wanna
bro.
be like, "Oh, yeah, fucking knock that convicted serial rapist out."
Right. Yeah. Or yeah, maybe leave out the rapist stuff, 'cause that was kind of an issue with that movie as well, where or was that was Batman v Superman. That's the introduction to Batman. He's, like, rescuing a bunch of, sex slaves. Ah,
Oh, yeah, that's right.
right. Oh, Zach,
Zach.
I don't wanna see that. I don't wanna see Batman
Like
having to rescue a bunch of Asian sex
like
slaves.
like in
That's
like
sad.
Zach, you're really making this universe, seem, horrible.
Yeah. They brand the Bat, he's been branding the criminals.
The Bat,
That
he's
means
fighting the b
that brand is might as well be a death sentence inside the penitentiary.
it means that you're a sex pest.
That means you're marked for death. So
Batman
so,
Batman's
Batman's just murdering people basically. He
like,
by
oh,
marking them,
like,
he's sending them
it
to their death in prison. And why are
like
the criminals killing them?
like
People Batman marks? He's, like, in cahoots with the criminals?
right.
So confused.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
confusing.
that doesn't make a lick of
Makes no
sense.
sense.
A lick of sense it does not make, but here's the thing, right? When you Batman, kind of exists in an alternate dimension where, there is not this, sex crime going
Yeah,
on,
that's how I try to think about it, yeah.
because the thing is, once you introduce, this, horrible, slavery and, sex slavery and, sex crime and stuff,
Yeah.
"Oh, uh-oh, the Penguin robbed the bank."
Like, yeah, right, exactly. Like, you would never hear them talk about, like, a rapist or some sex pest, like, in a Marvel movie.
Right.
Because Marvel knows, like, they're making a fun like, yeah, it can be intense, but,
Sure. Sure.
like, they don't suck all the joy out of it, please. Like,
Right.
that's why they never had, like, Joker raping anyone in The Dark Knight, 'cause, like, it's not cool.
It's
You know,
not cool.
Joker never mentioned raping anybody.
Decidedly, it's
He
uncool.
just did Joker stuff.
Yeah,
I
right.
don't wanna yeah, I don't wanna hear about that.
once you add sex crime into this universe, the Batman's motive the Batman, that's what he should always be working on. Like
Right.
like, it's Batman, quick,
Right, that's
there
so true.
it's like it's like, how many rapes today, computer? Like, what? Like, that
15.
fi
They,
fi
like, starts
uh,
pinpointing them all around the city.
there were 15 reported rapes in the last 5 minutes, and here's
Oh,
the list
wow.
of
Just in
he
Gotham?
here, Batman, here oh, yeah. Here's the list. Yeah, well, it's
Oh,
Gotham. Here's the list of
jeez.
untested rape kits, and it's like thousands. Ugh.
Oh, wow.
He's like, "Ugh."
That's
there's
actually
no
how did you
go
get a
ahead.
hold of the script for the Batman 2 already?
Right.
Wow.
There's no way he could possibly unbury himself from this mountain of work.
Yeah, he's got it cut out for him for sure.
And it's
Yeah.
not it's the topic of, sexual assault is not funny, but it's funny the thought process of somebody adding it into the universe, 'cause it's like, this does you don't understand.
Yeah.
You don't understand the
Yeah, I think
universe.
Zach just wanted to be, like, edgy and hardcore. You know Zach,
Right,
he's
right.
very,
How
that's just his
it's
thing.
how can I be more hardcore?
Yeah. Yeah, sex crimes. Yeah. He's like he wanted to make Batman like Rorschach or whatever, he's going for that vibe. But that's just a different vibe, he's a different character. You gotta choose your vibes wisely.
Yeah, yeah, right, what do we want, what do we want people to be thinking about at the beginning of this movie?
Yeah, exactly.
Hmm, like, do
I
we want them to be
I love how
thinking
that movie opened up with a montage of his parents being murdered and Thomas Wayne, Negan. I hate when they do the stunt casting too. It's everyone's gonna recognize him as Negan, but whatever.
Right.
Uh, he
Negan.
pulls back the punch to hit the
Who's
assailant,
Negan?
to hit Joe Chill. Fucking what's
Walking
his
Dead?
name? Yeah, he's Jeffrey Dean Morgan, I think is his name. He's an actor.
Oh, is he like the
Plays
guy with the is he like the guy that, like, hit the guy with the bat?
yeah, he plays
Okay.
Thomas Wayne in the
Wow, what a
flashback at the beginning of the film.
what a shit name for a character, Negan. Oh, but yeah, I know I know exactly what you're
Yeah,
talking about.
he tries to deck the guy, and then he gets shot. It's like if you had just given him the wallet, he might have gone away. The whole
Like,
thing about, like, Batman's
wait.
parents' murder is that, like, they did everything right. Like,
Right.
they didn't, like, try to assault the guy, but
No,
then it
no.
kinda puts the
They
blame on the
they were
dad.
co like, they were completely compliant and were not aggressive at all.
Right, that's the whole point, man.
And Joe Chill skizzed out. Like like
Yeah, he skizzed out, he got scared. Yeah,
like,
exactly.
come on, man. Co co come on, Zach. Don't you get it at
Yeah.
all?
So, yeah, there are some, like, Zack Snyder moments like that in The Last of Us, where it's like they didn't
Yeah.
really think it through, you know? But, overall, I'd say I'd give it a solid 6.5 out of 10. Solid, like
Yeah.
a rock.
I don't it's tough, right? I don't know if I'd be able to yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I can come up yeah, it's tough, right? Because there's what am I trying to say here? It's like, if it's tough for me to give it a rating because there's so many episodes that have such a low rating, and then there's a couple that have a really high rating. So it's like, you know,
Yeah.
if you average it
The 3rd
out,
episode was
yeah,
definitely the best.
right, right.
That was, like,
It's
the
like
the peak of the show.
if you average it out, yeah, it's probably like a 6.5, 7. But there was a 10 in there. What, actually, if you average it out, it's probably like for me, it's probably like a 6. Probably like a 6.
Yeah. It's not something I'll be revisiting.
I would not watch it again. I will not.
No. Unless it's
Mark
trying
my
to get me to
words.
rewatch Game of Thrones.
Oh,
It'll be, like, my 4th time around.
didn't you just finish it?
I know, dude. I know.
Oh,
She's like,
oh.
"Come on, like, we can never find anything." I'm like, "No, we'll find something."
Throw Back to
Um,
Thrones.
we've been watching Dexter. We're almost
Back to
done with the
Thrones.
first season of Dexter.
Okay. I've tried to watch Dexter. It's I don't know. I have a hard time with shows that are like shot like that.
I know, right?
It's
That's
really
so
hard.
rough.
It's really hard.
I'm hoping, like I'm trying to get through season 1 because I think by season 2, maybe they'll, like, upgrade the
Maybe it'll be
cameras.
better. Right, right. No, yeah.
Like, I
Yeah.
can push through
It's
to, like,
so
season
hard.
2, like, "Oh, they got more money?" Like, the show's a hit, so now they have, like, a little extra
Yeah.
cash.
Because it's like you watch the pilot, right? And it's like,
Yeah.
oh my it's like, oh. And then it's like,
They're
okay,
doing
maybe
this
maybe
thing too where they use a lot of, like, wide angle lenses, like, right up in your
yeah.
face, and it's
Yeah.
like, is that just, like, what the shows in 2006 looked like, or is that just, like, a stylistic choice? Or, like,
Right.
what's going on?
Right.
I don't know, it was very, like, TV show shot, like, but it was, like it had, like, nudity and stuff, so I was like, "Oh,
Yeah.
wait, I thought this was" it felt like an ABC show or something like
Right.
like a network television show.
It's you know what?
Yeah,
That's a good way to put it. 'Cause
it's
yeah,
not.
it feels so network television, but it's just like, oh, this it's like network television plus like smut.
Yeah, 'cause it's pretty yeah, it's pretty violent and, like yeah, it's not written the best, too.
Uh-uh.
Like, some of the
Uh-uh.
dialogue and some of the
Like
characters, like, we just skip over
right.
entire characters' scenes
Like
as we're
when
watching,
it's like
'cause we only
when does
want
it
to get
get
to Dexter.
I'm like, when does it get good?
Right.
Because
Yeah,
you're watching
so
because it's the first season's not good, and you're watching it thinking like, it's gonna be good at some point.
I think Dexter, that actor, what's his name? Like, something, something, something. He's got one of those
Guy
3 for
who plays
names.
Dexter. Yeah.
Yeah, he's, like, carrying the show on his back.
Oh, yeah. Oh god, yeah. Like, yeah,
He's
yeah, oh,
holding it all together.
Michael C. Hall.
Yeah, he's great in the show. He's so committed.
He's
Very
good yeah, he is
watchable,
great.
very likable
He's
guy.
he's great. Yeah. Yeah,
His
Mackenzie really
sister's, like, super
really
annoying.
likes the show.
Oh, she
Mackenzie really
does?
likes yeah, she likes the show
She
Dexter.
she watched all of it?
Yeah, and the new stuff.
The new I'm excited to get the new stuff too. I'm like,
That's I think
it's
that's
not the
why
best show
Dexter
ever, but I'm honestly enjoying it more than The Last of Us.
really? Good.
Like, it's just like, I care about the characters more.
Well, good.
Last of Us is just like the characters are so, like, desperate to be liked, I feel like. Like, they're, like, trying too hard to make these characters, like, lovable, and, like, they're
Well
trying too hard to force this thing between Ellie and Joel. And it's like, if they just,
the
like, let it naturally develop and just put them in actual tense situations, I feel like we'd
right.
connect with them more.
Yeah, it's tricky, right? Because they, have, 2 characters. You're
It's like that
like, the
Family
rela
Guy bit where he goes, "It insists upon itself." She's like, "What?" And he's like, "It insists upon itself, Lois." It's that.
the yeah, right. Well, because the thing is, right, it's like the characters are very there's nothing really special about the characters in their personalities, you know?
Right.
And it's just like like in the game, it's like you become attached to them because of their how they grow closer together and the amount of time that you just spend with them, just like in like hectic situations and then less hectic situations. You just become familiar with them.
Yeah,
It's not
right.
even like and you're not even thinking like, "Oh, like, this, oh, man, it's, like, the characters of Joel and Ellie, like, they're such good characters." It's like, "No, but their dynamic is good." And the thing is, their dynamic was the first thing that they decided to fuck with in the show.
How so?
When he sat down to write it, he wrote they wrote Ellie completely different from how she is in the game. A com like, a
Really?
com
I haven't played the game in a while, so
in the
I
game
don't really
in
know
the
how to
game
compare it.
in the game, she's not like some like boss B, She's not like
Mm.
so confident and sure of herself. She's like a kid, She's like
Just
and
more just like a normal
and
kid. Yeah.
and her she doesn't have this like chip on her shoulder,
Mm.
of
I
I
I
gotta
just
be
I guess I assume she did because like, that's how all female characters are written in movies now.
yeah,
Just
she
like,
doesn't really.
they're like
She
the strong female protagonist, the strong
right,
female lead,
right.
the strong
She's
female
not
character.
yeah, she's not that in the game. In the first game, it's like the thing is she like her and Joel's dynamic is like right off the bat is way better than it was in the show. Like
Mm.
they're
Yeah,
like
Joel in the show is more is harder, she's softer, and then in the show I mean, in the game, he's harder, she's softer.
well, in the game
In the show, it's like
harder.
it's the reverse.
He's harder, but he's also a little more warm. They have more
In
like
the game?
warm. Yeah, yeah, in the game, they have more like warm exchanges between each other because the thing is like Ellie, there's not like this like adversarial thing. Like Joel is like detached and like, traumatized from his daughter dying, but like he like opens back up and like, you know, they like he warms up to her like way faster in the game. Like way faster.
Hmm,
Like their dynamic in the game is like a lot more like cohesive and a lot less like like, oh, like I'm gonna do this because like I'm a cool girl, and like he's like, no, don't do that. There's less of that. I don't know. It's
yeah,
totally different. It's totally different. Like the way that
interesting.
Ellie was written and acted in the game versus the show, and it's a lot better in the game. Um,
Yeah, no, I think it just works better as a game too, like the whole premise and stuff,
right, right,
because 'cause you're, like, on this journey with them, and you're, like, used to protecting Ellie, like, as Joel, then you play as Ellie to protect Joel, so you, like,
right.
kinda build your own personal connection with these characters by, like, physically playing them. Yeah, I feel
Yeah,
like, yeah, the emotion just hits harder in the game probably,
definitely, definitely. But
just
it
'cause, like,
just
yeah, there's only, like, 9 episodes, and, like, a lot of the episodes don't even really focus on Joel and Ellie.
right. Yeah, and
I don't know.
just even on a character development, or like the characters as they develop together. It's just like, I don't know. That
Like, whenever she pulled out that joke book, it was just like, I get what they're trying to do, but it's like, this is, like, the only personality you're gonna give them, like, this, like, joke
right.
book, like,
And
this is
and
their, like,
it
thing. It's, like, kind of
it
boring, not very funny. or
Yeah,
cool or interesting.
it was like a really bad
They kept
decision
bringing it
to
back.
I know, I know. It was
Like,
like a
"Oh, you
really
wanna
bad
hear another
decision.
shitty joke? Okay."
No, no, I don't.
Not
Um, I
really.
I really I think it was a bad decision to change, like, the angle of her character, like, you know, like, it's they really, like, took, like, the core of her character, like, from being, like, a kind of like a, like, cool like, a, like, normal girl, like, she's just kinda like a normal girl, who's, like
Yeah.
they took it from her being a normal girl to, "Oh, she's got a chip on her shoulder. She's a badass, strong woman, who ain't,
It wasn't
who's
too much of that though, I guess maybe I expected almost to have more of that kinda stuff, so it
by
wasn't
com
that bad.
by comparison, it's like it's like there's 0 almost 0% of that in the game versus and like 100% of it in the show. So
Yeah.
for us watching it, and even and Mackenzie even remarked on it, like of how different and weird it was, and how much let like and why she thought it was not as good.
Yeah, maybe they just feel like they can't make that today, like, every show has to be, like, super progressive and
I
kinda
guess I mean, it's not like it's even not
follow the same
progressive, it's
formula.
they just have, like, a good relationship in the game. Like, they just, like,
Yeah,
trust each other,
it's more realistic, yeah.
after a certain point. Yeah, I don't know. It's just it's a more here's the thing, in the show, their dynamic and their relationship feels forced.
Yeah.
Uh, in the game, it
Yeah,
doesn't.
I can tell they're trying, I can tell I think the actors are all trying, I think everyone's trying their
Right.
best, but
Right, yeah.
they're just yeah, they couldn't really get it all the way there, for
It's
me.
it goes
And the
back to the
people who are, like,
script.
praising the show as, like, the best thing ever, it's like, I'm glad you enjoyed it. I totally don't see it as, like, any kind of, like, fantastic masterpiece kinda show, 'cause it's
No,
definitely
yeah.
not.
Yeah, it's not,
Um, it's definitely fun to watch.
the most groundbreaking episode was episode 3, and that was
Yeah,
great, and if the entire show had maintained the same quality and emotional, like, drive and connection and engagement
yeah.
throughout the 1st season as that episode had, then it would be sure. You could say, "Oh, this is the best thing ever," and I would think, "Sure."
People are saying,
Uh,
like, "This is the best thing that's been on TV in years." I'm like, "No, no."
no, it's not better than I don't think it's better than House of the Dragon, and I haven't even finished House of the Dragon.
Oh, yeah. No, definitely not. House of the Dragon's awesome. That's the best show to come out in years. I've also been watching, Band of Brothers recently. You seen that?
Oh, yeah. You're on that old HBO, that, like, HBO
Yeah.
of years gone by. Have you watched The
Yeah.
Deuce? Did you watch that?
No, what's that?
It's like, takes place in New York in the '70s. It's about, like, porn production, call girls,
Oh, yeah.
stuff.
Oh, what the hell?
Got James Franco in it.
James Franco.
Yeah, he plays twins. Like, one of them's a real loser shithead, and the other one's, like, got his stuff more together.
Oh, wow. Yeah, what was this on?
HBO.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, I've never even heard of this.
Yeah, the 1st season's good. I mean, really, we watched the whole thing. It was, it was pretty good.
Nice.
The 1st season's
That's cool.
definitely the best, I think. Definitely the best. But
Nice.
yeah. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
there's tons of, like, HBO shows like that, where it's
Right,
like
that we just never, like, accessed before. Yeah.
it was just like, we weren't, like, on HBO when it came out, and then
Yeah, right. We were doing other stuff. We are paying
speaking
attention to other things.
yeah, or just yeah, speaking though of HBO, RIP Lance Reddick.
Oh, yeah. That was sad.
That was so
Rest
sad.
in peace.
He
Yeah,
was so good and everything.
he had awesome, awesome presence. Yeah, whenever I saw him pop up in anything, I'd be like, this instantly makes the movie, that much better.
Yeah, right.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. He was so young too. He seemed like he's in really good shape.
He was only
Damn.
60. Yeah, he was only
Yeah,
60. RIP, for real.
yeah,
That was so
yeah.
sad
I
to
guess
hear about.
some people's tickers just give out.
Or something, yeah. Yeah, man. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's,
that's what I was thinking. I was like, or something
right.
it's suspicious when people die that young. Makes me like
Yeah,
wonder if there's
right,
anything else that
right.
went down.
Yeah, he was like the one he was like in The Wire. That's why HBO made me think of him.
Oh
And
yeah,
he was really good in that. He was really
yeah.
good
He's
in that.
awesome. He had a great voice. really commanding
R.I.P.
baritone
Yeah,
voice.
yeah.
Yeah.
He's in tons of stuff too. Like crazy.
Oh yeah.
Oh
His lo-
well,
his filmography is like to the
like banger
floor.
after banger after banger.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. He was good
Well,
at picking
I wouldn't
projects.
quite say that. He was in the
Well,
Resident Evil remake.
well. He was
A
good
lot
at
of
picking
bangers though.
projects generally.
He knew how to make that guap.
Yeah,
He knew
yeah.
how
He
to
was in a
make that cash for his family.
right. That cash,
Freaking
cash.
provider.
America, yeah. Oh yeah. He was Papa
Yeah.
Legba too. Damn, he was really good as Papa Legba.
He was so good.
Damn.
Yeah,
DuckTales.
I always feel like black actors die like at a weird rate or something. Maybe that's just my in my head, but like
Mm.
there's been other black actors who have, like the guy who played Chalky White in Boardwalk. He was awesome.
Oh, oh shit. Passed away.
He died. Yeah, and it's like he was like young too. Like why do all these
Mm.
black actors keep dying young? I don't
That's so
like
fucked
this.
up. That's
Yeah,
so
it's
fucked up.
weird. Maybe I'm just like imagining that, but I think it's like a phenomenon or something.
Yeah. Well, maybe it's like they just stick out more to you because it's like less. You're more used to seeing white actors pass away. I don't know.
I don't think white actors ever. I never hear about white actors dying ever.
Betty White.
Oh yeah,
She kicked
she's
a
literally
bucket.
a white actor.
Right.
That's awesome. Well, not that she died,
No,
just
no.
that
Yeah.
her last name's White, and
Yeah.
she's white.
Good legacy, that lady.
Yeah, yeah, but she was definitely old.
Oh yeah.
She wasn't
Oh
like
yeah.
young.
Man, he
Uh,
went to Yale. He had an MFA from Yale.
the guy who played Kingpin died young too.
Yeah.
What was his name? Michael Clark Duncan.
Oh, he was from Baltimore. That's crazy. That's cool.
Michael Clark
Like
Duncan was like super fit too.
yeah. Man, that's cool. Lance Reddick was from Baltimore, and then
He was like a bodybuilder.
he was like a major he was like a major character in probably the seminal piece of media that's been made about Baltimore.
It's so
That's
true.
cool.
That's pretty sick.
That is sick. Man, legacy.
And then like fucking like Charlie Murphy died too, young.
Oh, I know, dude. Charlie Murphy, goddamn.
Why? Why do all these like young black people, or why do all these black actors keep dying young? That's what I want to know. Weird.
We need to get to the bottom of it.
Something's
Protect and
going on.
protect our kings. Really.
Yeah, we need to protect these guys.
Uh, Well, all
Chappelle's
right.
probably not gonna last that much longer.
Oh
All the
gosh.
cigarettes he smokes,
Oh gosh.
all
All
the
right.
stress he has about trans people.
Oh god. Heaven help me. All right.
He's stressed
It's
out
that
about him.
it's that time of the evening. I gotta bounce, literally. Time to have dinner.
Oh
With
yeah,
the girls.
it's so true. All right, well that was a good one. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. That was fun. We'll do this again soon.
We'll catch you on the next one.
Godspeed, Mason.
Yeah.